morning. Here we go. Slightly different coffee cup today. It says coffee on it, just so we're sure having coffee. But it's from the Sleeping Outside. Yes, honey, just online.
Well, they're on Wednesday or Friday.
Friday.
Thanks.
Just clearing that up. It wasn't. So Eden's just come in. It was her birthday yesterday. We just slept out last night, hence fleece, woolly hat, outdoor coffee cup. Although I did come into the kitchen to make the drinks, we took them back out to the shelter that I made. I'll show you that in a minute actually. It's made out of a couple of tarps for wild camping, which is becoming a bit of a thing on Eden's birthday. And we've done that before with Levi as well, up in the Lake District with friend Dave and his son. He's a bit of a wild camping professional is the wrong word, but he's properly into it. Did a Ramiers course, learned how to do it properly, digging holes, tunnels, how to sleep in any sort of situations, all that sort of thing. So yeah, we love a bit of wild camping and getting more and more into it. Obviously couldn't go anywhere, so we did it in the garden. But yeah, it's been a cool thing to do. Hannah's looking at me through the window, so everyone's come down this morning. We've been at the tent, she's sat there, and we've actually just been doing a little bit of the Easter story, sat down having a drink while I've just been tidying up a little bit and getting ready for today. So yeah, Saturday, Easter Saturday, and I think one thing I'm learning through isolation is how to rest better. There's been a heck of a lot to do for my business and for everything else that I've been doing the last 2 or 3 weeks, and it's just settling into a little routine. What I've been clear about doing is trying to write routines for a day to day, kind of not to manage my time, not to micromanage my time, but have reminders of what I'm doing and what I'm committed to do. Because I think once you start a process, particularly with business, you need to be consistent with it. So that is doing the morning workouts, doing the social media posts, uploading and editing workouts to YouTube, sending out emails to my members and to my wider community of contacts, and just being consistent in that and scheduling that into the day, so it's not kind of like, oh, I've done that bit, so now I'm off. But one thing I'm always been historically bad at is resting and taking it easy, and what rest looks like. And I'm not a rest sit person, because if I've got things in my mind, I want to go and do them, and I find it really difficult to stop and have a conversation or stop and take 15 minutes unless in a sense there's a purpose to it. Learning to get better at that, and the thing that came to mind this week when I was putting together my daily focuses for my NW Fitness Online group was the concept of Sabbath. Now obviously that's a word from the Bible, it's a word from Jewish history, the Torah in the Old Testament, and I would guess that in Islam there's a similar concept, and the similar concepts of rest in most world religions. It just wouldn't be called necessarily that. And the Sabbath was the 7th day of the week, where God rested after creation. The concept, though, is something that has been very difficult for me to grasp, and that's not kind of grasping it theologically. That's grasping how to rest. And life is set up usually for working week and weekends, and originally in the Jewish culture, the Sabbath was the Saturday, because the first day of their week was a Sunday. So technically when you go to church and things now, that's the first day of the week, not the last day of the week. Yeah, that's an aside really. It's more about the mindset of taking time to rest. Something that came to mind when I was thinking about this and popped up with someone else reading this book, Steph, who is a fellow PT doing a lot of work online, with a partner Chris, who is a great nutritionist. They were reading through the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Now I've been through that book twice, with different organisations that I've worked for. First time with TLG in a management training kind of programme called the Management Track with them, and each module was basically based around a book. I think he even took 2 with Stephen Covey's 7 Habits, because it's such a chunky thing to get your teeth into, and each section could be taken as, there's plenty to go at in each of the 7 habits, that is. And then when I was at 1 in a Million, the school, a lot of the the school, in a sense, had a foundation built on the 7 habits, being proactive, putting first things first, all these different concepts. And one of the things we had at the school, which was very useful, was we used to take a period every day, right at the end of the day, last 10 minutes, when the school was quite small, in the early years when it was just like 1-2 year groups, literally bring everybody together and do a part called Rest and Restore, which was actually a time for all the students were together, so the teachers could go, and if there'd been an issue through the day, and the teacher wanted to speak to one of the students individually off to one side, away from the context of the incident, that was the time to do it. But also the positive side of that, so that wasn't always a negative, that was often trying to get a positive outcome before they finished the day. One of the other aspects was that we'd have 5-6 nominations from either teachers or students to saying, I saw my friend or this other person in my class do this today, and I want to highlight it as this was really good. And it was just developing communication, developing praise, developing peer praise as well, which is obviously quite hard to do when you're a young person. So you don't want to be seen as not being very cool because you're bigging up your mate for asking a good question or doing a great piece of work. So that rest and restore concept is going to kind of lead into what I'm going to give my guys tomorrow, which is rest and reflect. But the kind of idea of rest and restore then leads into one of Stephen Covey's 7 habits of sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw is about rest, and it's about doing things and activities that will kind of re-energize you and re-empower you to do your normal stuff, to do your normal life. Now, some of us, some people out there have jobs and vocations where it doesn't, in a sense, run them down, but we all need a break from it. You might be doing something that you love so much that you feel like you can do it all the time, but physically and mentally, you can't do it all the time. And I go for periods where there'll be 2, 3, 4 weeks where just on it, but it's getting to that kind of maintainable, safe level of work, and you can't operate at a high level, high stress level or high output level continually for very long before you burn out. So putting this rest in is good, and sharpen the saw is, in a sense, kind of like active rest in fitness or in a workout, or something we say, well, we're going to have active recovery now, which is where you're still moving, but it's an easier movement than you were just doing. So that's active recovery. So it might be an easy one to kind of imagine is if you did a 20-metre sprint and then walked back. The walk back is the active recovery, and it's thinking of activities and things to do that will, in a sense, sharpen you up and restore your energy and restore your creativity and restore your brain power to be able to then go into the next part of what you're going to do. And that might look like completely different things for different people. Going out for a walk, although obviously that's a bit more restricted at the moment, things like that. Some people it is working out, it's getting to Saturday and being able to go to the gym or do a workout in normal times where they're not watching the clock, and they can take a little bit more time, and they can do 2 classes, and they can do extra Pilates or whatever. Or it could be the day where you say, right, I'm going to watch this film I've been looking forward to watching, and you sit down and you draw the curtains and you make it like a little cinema at home, and you have a bit of popcorn and do those sorts of things. It could be reading, it could be sat outside. It all just depends on you personally and the personal circumstances. Obviously, you probably might not sit outside in the rain, but then again, we've sat outside in the rain with one of our tarps up before and had a fire at the edge of the tarp, so the smoke's going out, but we've been sat outside while it's raining under cover. And it's just finding those things that are going to restore you. Activity and working out is one for me, as long as it's in the right place in terms of have I got the physical energy for it, am I doing it because I love doing it and not because I'm kind of working my issues out with it, which is, I think there's a time and place for that with activity and workouts and things, but that shouldn't be the continual place of working out from or doing anything from, really. It's not going to be a place of sustainability and strength overall for a long term. So I've kind of packed quite a lot into this morning. It's been kind of tumbling out of me a little bit. I've done just a little picture slide which I'll post afterwards, and any thoughts on this, I'd be really interested to receive them. What is it that you do that helps you to rest and recover and restore and feel ready to go again? Thank you, Jackie. She's saying a great word. It's something that I struggle with, and I guess that's probably a little bit of disclaimer with these morning coffees, particularly when I do them on my own, is that it's usually I'm going to talk about something I'm learning and have struggled with, and probably looking around to the people, particularly the guys that I see close around me, or whether they're either struggling with this or there's great examples of it. And I know people that are really good at this stuff, and I know other people who are struggling with it, and that we probably need to help each other to come into a place where we can switch off and rest. So, as always with these coffees, as much as I talk and say quite a lot of things, it is asking how can we help you. So, if that is jumping on one of my workouts this week, like this morning, I've got boot camp at 9:30, and that will help you feel that you have done something productive and rested, and feel that you can then enjoy the weekend. Awesome. If it's something completely different, if it is that you can actually try that little extra different dog route this morning because you've been going the same place every day because of isolation and things like that, that's great. Is it going to be spending time with friends and family, be that because you're actually with them, or because you can do that via technology? Yeah, journaling or something creative, that's great from Jackie. Definitely things that can be restorative, and something I do. I can't put one turn. There we go. I usually have 2 or 3 books on a go at a time. This one at the moment is kind of ideas for stuff like this, for the talks, for a good coffee morning coffee, and different things around business. And I get messages from other PTs saying what are you doing and how's it going, and when ideas come to mind, I put them in this book. And then I've got this one which is more study, and this one is based around my faith in being a Christian, and this is looking at different things that come up with that. That one's almost finished, so I'll go into another one, and then going onto the windowsill, I have my kind of day-to-day, week-to-week planner as well. So just different ways of getting it out is one way I do it, and another way is another way I've found actually that's quite good in terms of if I've got an idea is actually now to just do a video, and it might not even go anywhere, but in terms of talking about something and talking something through, if I haven't got Hannah to talk to or someone else to bounce the ideas off, I literally just talk to myself in this context, and then it might never go anywhere, I'll just delete it, but at least I've had an eye to thrash the ideas out. I know for my kids, drawing, Levi, building crazy Lego, even just building on Minecraft. I know, trying not to link the kids to technology all the time, but his creativity on games like Minecraft and the build part of Fortnite is absolutely immense. And he'll read. In fact, he is over the far side of the room now, if I can spin this round. He's sat on the sofa over there reading. And in terms of restoration, and a little bit answering that question about the creativity, there's the shelter we slept in last night, and Hannah and Eden have been sat out on the table, and people do things different ways, partly relational, partly doing something, and partly a little bit of adventure there, outside the garden, and stuff's coming in now. Hannah's got a big blanket wrapped around her MW Fitness hoodie on, so that's part of the rest of the restore and sharpening the saw, but also amazing, like part of Eden's birthday. And yes, Eden's birthday has been amazing. There's Hannah, just with her coffee and a blanket round her. So yeah, all in all, great birthday, and looking forward to the rest of this weekend. So, as I said a little bit ago, we're here to say how can we help you today, and any ideas on sharpening the saw, resting, restoring will be definitely gratefully received. So, yeah, ideas can die if you don't feed them. But that's why, if you write them down or record them somewhere, you can always come back to them. I've got this book here particularly, it goes back to 2016, 2017, and just keep adding things in, and then end up with different books. So I'm trying to finish that one to then go on to the next one, but keep everything, and yeah, come back to these ideas. At some point there'll be time, the time for all of us having to be in isolation and being at home with them, thrashed out some different things and put some things into place. So that's been really cool. So have a great day. Off to Plan Boot Camp, that's at 9:30. Got to jump on with some other friends at 9 o'clock, and then jump off there, call for men's breakfast. We're going to be on there for 25 minutes out of about an hour, and then yeah, we'll crack on with the day. Have a good one. See you on Monday.